important. Which part, Mr. DeMille, do you want from me?
Yeah, I'll just about get everyone in somehow.
I got some being on the bloody load now.
What better place to be, Will?
I know.
That'll do. Okay, it'll probably work. So, oral history at a funny angle, at least everyone's in the picture. And hopefully a microphone will pick it up. But, just in case, because Will is actually technically a professional now at this.
I think we should have got James Pilgrim to do this.
Yeah, this is just a random colour. Yeah, I'll find it where I can. Trying to organise people for meetings.
You be round up.
Oh yeah, he caught me. So, very quickly, the 4 interesting questions to be asked about these schoolers is: when did you first get involved? What did you do on board? What you believe subjectively was a short-term outcome of a 2-week voyage, and how do you think subjectively it changed your life? Tom, together, go.
Right. First time I got involved, I was a kid who come from a large family.
Yeah.
The only time I get to do anything was first up, best dressed. So being part of that and getting the opportunity to go on these tall ships totally must have changed my life. It's made me what I am today, because the short voyages that I did, it showed me how to teamwork. It showed me how to take responsibility for myself, take responsibility for others. Yeah. And it's also gave me a great attachment to the sea and to youth. And like I say, it's probably the best times I can remember in my life, because I used to have a really bad stutter. So I was bullied in school, believe it or not, even though I'm big and ugly. But I had a really bad stutter, and I had a Yorkshire accent, which was even worse. But when I went on the tall ships, and the people, instead of being the kid at the back of the class that would obviously notice off because I stuttered and no one to talk to, all of a sudden I was elevated into a position of responsibility, like going up to the top to gowns, getting up them masts. Even though I felt like I'd done something with my pants when I first went up there. And shimmy along the horses, rolling the sails in, getting the sails in, on the boats and shouting, getting out into rough seas and thinking to yourself, it's a very big world out there. And that encouraged me to be what I am today.
Cool. Thank you very much. Next.
Yeah, well, my name's Kev Rogers. I got introduced to sail training by accident. Back of the house where I lived in Highton, there was a youth club, and there's a lady there called Ruth, an Irish lady, who is some went away, and she was friends with my dad, and she said, you know what, I'm a few people short, ours tends to be. Do you know anybody? And he says, I've got 2 lads there. So me and my brother went on the first one. That was about 1995, and the first vessel I went on was the Malcolm Miller, and we joined her. And it was like, wow, it's bigger than it looks. We got on there, I met people, there was only me and my brother, we were in a different watch, so it was quite isolated, quite bewildering, quite scary. But I thought, you know what, I'm here now, my dad's gone, so I'm stuck on this boat, I better get on with it. And I tell you what, it opened my eyes to opportunities and expeditions that I never knew existed. And what was a transition for me was it gave me the confidence to come out of my comfort zone and the confidence to change my mentality from I'll let somebody else do it or somebody else will do it before me to I'm going to do it. And that includes pulling on ropes at 4 a.m. when we had to tack, to going up a rigging to get the rigging up, manning the yard arms, coming into port. It was all things that you'd see on the TV but never think I would actually do. So when I come off the voyage, at the time, I'll be honest, I didn't like it. I was way out my comfort zone, I was way out my depth. I was isolated at sea. You know, all I could see was the horizon for 4 days. But when I came, and I lost a bit of weight, so that's a bonus when I got a bit of seasick. So when I came back, reflection, I loved it. At the time, I didn't. But upon reflection, it was probably one of the biggest challenges I've ever done. So I went back a couple of years later on a different vessel called the Churchill, Winston Churchill, and we went across. I felt a bit more confident because I'd done it, and this was for my DV Gold Residential. So out to go, and I picked it, and I was from a shall we say, a deprived area. Parents had a job, but it wasn't a well-paying job. So I saved me pocket money, I was washing cars, and I got some funding myself to put the deposit down and go to sea. And then I got support from the local authority to find the rest of the funds. That was a completely different experience for me, because I was more confident, I was more able, and I was a part of the ship's company. And after that, I got asked to come back as a watch leader. Absolutely loved it. So that changed me and put me where I am today, and that's passion about youth development. So in that passion to the sense, I've been a voluntary youth worker within the cadet organisation since 1997. I work for the Wales Leading Youth Development Programme for Young People as an operations manager in the Duke of Edinburgh's award. I support MAST because I see the value and believe in the value that sail training offers our young people. And more importantly, it gives them it's great to see ordinary people achieve extraordinary things. That's sail training to me.
Quick plug for two organisations just mentioned.
MAST, yeah, Merseyside Adventure Sailing Trust, to me, is the world's best kept secret with regards to sail training. However, it's the most influential one I've worked with, because I think the footfall that Jim and his small team of dedicated volunteers, all volunteers, from Jim down to me, down to Jim O'Neill and other colleagues who give up their time because they believe what MAST stands for me, MAST needs to stay, MAST needs to grow, and more importantly, MAST needs support. Now, whether that support be more volunteers, more funding, or more opportunities with tall ships, we need that support, because I believe we can meet that demand. And Liverpool is...
Jim, as he mentioned in his interview, it all was because he went on a voyage on the village.
And the value in it, the impact it has on us, keeps us going, doesn't it?
Yeah. And the other plug for the other organisation we've just been talking today?
The DFE?
No, the Marathon Cadets. DFE was picturing a boat, of course.
Yeah, well, the DFE has got its own reputation, a powerful brand of its own. But, you know, people don't realise that tall ship can actually count more than you actually think when it comes to DFE. Because not only is it just a residential that people go on, but when I say just, I think that doesn't give it justice, because DFE residential is an opportunity for people to prepare for that scary world of work. So you're doing an activity you don't know with people you don't understand, and it's something you can't achieve on your own. You have to be a part of a team. You have to have comradeship. You've got to have respect for others, and also the willingness to sometimes listen as well as talk. And that's what I think the residential is really good for on a tall ship. It also develops the individual holistically. It develops them physically by manning the ship. It develops them mentally by learning a new skill, by being part of something. And it also develops them, shall we say, soulfully, because they're giving something back. They're giving something to others to support their team, to support their comrades. And I think it does give holistic development to young people. Like a young person myself on it, at the time I wasn't such a fan. But when I reflected on it, I seen the change it made in me, and I'm a huge advocate for it. And on the spin-off from that, the Maritime Cadet is a new charity. It's a standalone charity. From the captain to the commanding officers, to the volunteers, to the cadets, they're all 100% voluntary. There's nobody on a salary. We're not nationally sponsored. We're not nationally funded. We're not MOD. We're not... We are a standalone, unique charity that is passionate about youth development. And what our main aim is if we can give this young person, or any young person, the opportunity to have a better chance at life, then we will give it to them. And one of the things that we are passionate about is working in partnership with Jim, and we would like all of our cadets to experience life at sea, because we've seen the impact it's had on us.
We've all seen it.
And we believe that this is one of the best ways that we will get a result. We also develop them through the Duke of Edinburgh's Award itself. We have our own training programme and training portfolio that supports them, and all of our training is nationally governed and recognised. So we don't have internal awards, we have externally awards that are recognised. So when they leave us, it improves their chances of employability.
It's about employability, it's about moving forward.
The bigger picture.
Consulting events.
And a bit of vomit on the deck.
So, subjectively, our time on board those ships, not him because he was an old codger by the time he went on, would it have improved our employability?
Most definitely.
You know why?
Well, we would have been employable, but we're more employable.
Yeah, it gives us something to talk about.
Thank you very
Everybody
much.
says, have you got experience of leadership?
Mm.
Yes,
Mm.
I led a watch on a ship.
Mm.
Have you got sort of time where teamwork worked for you? Well, I couldn't pull that sail on my own.
No.
I needed people to do it with me.
Mm.
So yeah, it gives me something to talk about at interview. It
Mm.
gives me experiences to share,
Mm.
and it gives me something to,
Mm.
I don't know, to believe in.
Yeah.
100%.
Want of a better word on a tour ship, my experience on a tour ship is it's hard graft,
Mm.
it's hard work. And there's a lot of the times you like got sleep deprivation, but you still got to turn to. You still got to turn to, stand your watch, yeah. And no matter what's happening, you can't just say, oh, I can't be bothered. And what that does for you later on in life, what it did for me, it gave me that resilience.
Yes.
It gives you that resilience to bounce back when you come to a rough storm. You've been in the 4-7, 4-8, and finally you've stopped being seasick. Yeah, you've still got to stand to. You've still got to stand to watch.
Yeah. Just from 2 weeks on
Just in 2 weeks
a dirty great big
on a big sailing ship, that 2 weeks, the amount you get life skills, they call them. You put salt in your veins and the life skills it puts. And that's why I'm still doing
Yeah.
what I'm doing.
That's what we're still
That's
doing
why
what
I'm
we're
still wanting young people to experience that. And therefore we're going to build a stronger communities from it.
Mm.
Yes, right.
And build
We're
some
investing in communities and people.
and keep the current fleet going, and then when we fill them up, build some more.
Build some more.
Preferably 3 master schooners.
Yeah.
Three masters.
Yeah.
That's it for me.
Yeah, okay, good.
Right, may you continue.
We shall leave you in peace then.